What's up, you guys? This is Zay Brooks, and this is episode 31 of a show that I do not know the title to yet. Today, what I wanted to talk about is something more practical, and it's the idea that college is actually not a scam. I understand I talk about very spiritual, metaphysical concepts and things you can resonate with in your own life, thought-provoking concepts. I think it's also fair to talk about some real-world things that a lot of people go through, no matter what shape and size. You know, when you get to a certain age, you have to make the decision whether or not you want to go to college. So I would like to give my testament as to why I believe that college is actually very useful, and there's a lot of good things that can come out of it, not just having to do with school. This came to my mind because on the internet, you always see like a lot of rich businessmen or entrepreneurs that say, oh, you don't need college, it's a scam, a complete waste of money, no reason to participate. Well, I want to tell you, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, as a person trying to reach financial freedom without having a 9-to-5 job, a college degree is still very important for multiple reasons. What I would want to first say is a lot of the individuals that are telling you not to get a degree are people that have made it in their own journey. I think everybody has their own road to get to where they want to be, and everybody's journey is different. So that's the first thing I'd want to get out to say is don't compare your journey to somebody else's. Don't compare your goals to somebody else's. At the end of the day, you came to this earth by yourself and you'll leave by yourself. So these are things that you'll get to experience on your own. The journey, the destination is the journey is the destination, however you want to say it. Whatever seems best for you is the best option for you. Don't be influenced by somebody else who has no idea who you are, the context, the things that go on in your life. If anything, you take pieces of what certain people are saying and then come to your own conclusions, because that's all we really have at the end of the day is our own conclusions. So now you're listening to mine. Well, the first thing that I think about when they say college is not a scam is I say there are so many things outside of the curriculum, so many things that happen outside of getting the degree that matters almost as much, if not more, than the actual degree itself. And what I mean specifically is relationships. The amount of people, the amount of networking, the amount of things that I've done, the people that I've met all through school is something that I can forever be grateful for. If you think about it, right, at your high school, it's local, right? So let's say, you're in San Francisco and you go to high school. You probably only have 90% of the people that lived and grew up in the Bay Area. Yeah, you might have some people that moved from this place because their dad or their mom had a job that relocated them here. But for the most part, you're meeting people in San Francisco. So the amount of networking that you can have is still pretty vast, right? I think a lot of people are still trying to find themselves in high school. So it's a lot harder to be somebody that wants to network in high school because you're dealing with high school things. But as you get older and you start to figure out what kind of career and job that you want, the point I'm trying to make is that when you go to college, it is an absolute cluster of people from different cities, different states, you name it, right? It could be somebody from Alaska, somebody from Florida, somebody from Chicago. It doesn't matter. Your college, I think, has way more avenues to meet people that are connected to other people through ways we could never imagine. There's always this thing in my head when I think about networking, and it's like you're always 3 handshakes away from anybody within reason, right? We're not talking about Jesus Christ or people like that, but anybody that's in your lifetime, right, in the past 100, 150 years, we're 3 handshakes away from Barack Obama, 3 handshakes away from LeBron James, right? These are just the people that I keep that come to mind. And so the amount of networking that you can do by going to school, it's not just all about school. But there are a lot of things that come from it that are really good, especially if you choose the right major. Like business entrepreneurship was a major that they offered at my school. Anything that you want to do, psychology is, so to let you guys know, I have 2 degrees. One is in psychology and one is in philosophy. And I think both of those things help me in real world life scenarios all the time. Deep thoughts, certain concepts about how things work, the chess of the mental fortitude of self-discipline and accountability and networking with other people and understanding human behavior and why people think the way they do and how that works with, building a business of myself and communicating with other people and what people truly want to hear and, even things to social psychology, cognitive psychology, environmental psychology, the Piaget psychosocial theories and thinking about common desires of innate wants and needs by Sigmund Freud, and the Meditations by Marcus Aurelius and Aristotle. These people you get to genuinely learn from. I think a lot of people go to college just for the degree, and if that were to be the case, I would say don't go. Because why would you just go and get a degree, and let's just say for communications, I'm not knocking anybody in communications, but to me, that seems like a degree where you kind of just went to school to say you got the degree to get the job. That's not how anything should work in life. If I want to be a content creator, I shouldn't do the content so that I get views, so that I can get the cars and the notoriety and the money. Like, that's not the reason why you should do something. It should be because the intrinsic motivation, all the things that come with it, are just byproducts. I can make a sports example. Anybody that wants to be somebody, they shouldn't want to be this person, this best player on their team, best player in the league, just for the sake of having that. Like, you love basketball so much that you're willing to do whatever it takes, and then the byproduct is you being a champion, you being an MVP, you being first team all whatever, building your legacy, right? I think a lot of people want to go to college to, oh, I have this degree. Look, pay me now the money that I deserve. I'm entitled to this money because I went to school for 4 years. I'm in this amount of debt. I'm this. No. I think if you're going strictly for the reason of just a degree, just so you can look good and look the part and get the money that you feel like you deserve, I'm sorry, there's a lot more people, I will attest, there's a lot more people without a degree that could have far more real-world knowledge, self-discipline, accountability that people in college think that they're entitled to. So, my main point, if you're going to college just for the degree, I don't really think you should go. There should be something that you really want to learn, some real-world knowledge that you can take into a job that you actually enjoy. Just like a job, why would I go to a job that I don't enjoy? Why would I do a degree that I don't enjoy? And that's not to say engineering or chemistry or biopsychology is not something that's hard or difficult, but is it something that you enjoy? I like making videos, right? And I enjoy the monotonous editing, all the certain parts that come with it that may be hard. I have to get up and go to, Comic-Cons for 10 hours a day and film. But even though it's hard, it's difficult, I still enjoy doing it, right? Pick something in college that you really do enjoy. And I understand that some of you may not know what it is that you want, and that scares you into going into a degree that you may not have wanted all this time, or you might have got a generic one. I think, and this is probably the biggest thing that I say on my show, you need to figure out what it is that you want before anything else. In this life, we only have 80 to 100 years. Why would you ever spend time not knowing what it is that you're going to do? You're worried about TikTok and Snapchat and everybody's going out and doing this and doing. If you have no chief definite aim, where are you going in life? And that's a tough question. And a lot of people are like, yeah, I don't know what I want to do. But you spend 5 minutes a day telling people that you don't know what you want to do, but then you're out here in life just going through the motions. I think the number one thing you should spend your time doing, for my young individuals, 15 to 18 years old, figure out what it is that you want to do. It will take you so much farther when choosing the college, the degree, the choice of life, wherever it is that you want to go. Of course, if you have no idea where to go, why would you go into debt to go get a degree? And I guess I'm speaking to the premise that you have to get a loan to get a degree. I personally didn't, right? I played basketball, right? And I got a scholarship, full ride. I went to a school in Northern California, and there are many scholarships where you don't have to pay for school. That's another point I have to make. If you are simply going into college for the debt, for the degree, not knowing what you want, yeah, I probably wouldn't go either. But if you have a chief definite aim, and you know your purpose and the degree and all those things, the byproducts that come with it is the networking, the building discipline and the accountability, meeting other people's parents or teachers or counselors that can help you figure out who it is that you want to be and help you take that next step. There's so many ways to get into communities. You can live in a new city where the rent is pretty cheap, living close to a college town if you're not going somewhere crazy like Santa Barbara. Like, there's a lot of good things that can come from going to college if you have a definite purpose as to what you want to do. And I want to make this point, right? You have the rich business moguls, and they all say college is a scam. Don't do it. It's a complete waste of money. Let's decide that you don't want to go, right? Let's say that you were like, okay, I'm going to figure out my own life on my own 2 feet and not go to college. The people that you're listening to on TikTok, chances are they had some sort of network of somebody that got them into the position that they're in, to have the job, to have the opportunity to rank up and own their own business, do all those things. A lot of the times it could be their own parents that had an opportunity already lined up for them, that they know the space of an industry that they may want to work in. They grandfather them into the business. Like I said, you can't compare your journey to somebody else's. Somebody says, oh, college is a scam. Yeah, they're probably the same person that had some sort of connection at 18 years old where they got put into a job, or they simply just had a level of accountability and self-discipline that most people don't have, and they busted their ass at this some sort of job to make enough money to then have their own capital to start a business, right? And that may not always be the case. I'm trying to give you this absolute definition of somebody that says college is a scam is somebody who lives like that. I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to make a point to you that that can be the case. Don't compare your journey to somebody else's. A lot of people, they have that connection to get them in, or they had the networking, the grandfather, the father, the uncle, whoever, that was able to bless them in a position. At 18 years old, you know how hard it is to create a business? You still don't even know who you are. Your frontal lobe isn't fully developed. I'm 28 years old, and when I was 18, 19, there was no direction. Like, I had purpose. Like, I wanted to play college basketball, and I wanted to be really good and go play pro and potentially play in the NBA. I had thoughts about being a psychology professor. Like, these were definite aims that I had. Right? I wanted to have a community of people that I got to pour into. Like, that was something that I really wanted to do. But at 18 years old, do you know how difficult it is to skip school and then choose a profession that you feel like there's an actual stepping stone to go make the right decisions of networking and shaking the right hands and not working for time, exchange of time for money, but working to learn so that you can take that knowledge and take it into something else, but you're still only 20, 21 years old and you've worked that job for 3 years. The time that you get to buy to be in college, that's 4 years that you buy to figure out where it is that you want to go and who it is that you want to be. A chief definite aim is very important because it helps you figure out if that's really what you want, or is it that you want something else, right? By really taking those steps and moving forward and being like, is this what I want to do? That will help you realize, man, maybe that's not what I wanted to do. Or maybe I just don't have the accountability and self-discipline to do what I said I wanted to do. You have to have that discernment. And then, oh, you know what? Maybe I should do something else. But these 4 years that I had from 18 to 22, 23 years old, to be able to say, nah, this is what I want, this is what I don't want. I met this person, I had this thought process, I had this, I had that. That time that you buy for yourself from 18 to 22 is very, very valuable with the people that you meet, the things that you do, the things that you see, the different lifestyles of how people choose to live, their religion, their I don't know, sexual preference, financial literacy, you know, all these different things that you get to see. It's a brand new perspective in a new world. I think that's very valuable because gaining perspective allows you to strengthen your beliefs and figure out what it is that you want. If I've only seen one type of lifestyle, one type of city, one type of this, it's very hard for me to broaden out and think what the totality of, let's say, the state of California wants, or the country or the world. Like, how could I begin to understand the complexities of an industry if I'm only in one city my whole life? I think that's a bigger thing that I'd want to talk about, and a more practical concept is getting out of your hometown. I think that's super important, just a new perspective of people that you can meet. And college allows you, even if you're in San Francisco and you go to SF State, USF, the people that you meet are far more variants, I guess, of the people that you can meet and the things that you can learn than your local high school of people that are all from the same neighborhood. The amount of perspective that you can gain from other people. But again, I think a lot of people don't really think that you're one opportunity, one handshake, one conversation away from being exactly who it is that you want to be. So you'd rather spend your time in college doing things that aren't really, like, I guess if you were to talk about time as an investment, a lot of the things that people do in college aren't really an investment. You're kind of just having fun, which is okay too. It gives you a controlled space to have fun and meet new people and not be a part of, like, you know, you go to some random place and there's no affiliation and nobody's trying to be the best versions of themselves and paying to go to school. Like, who knows what can take place at like a party or a get together when people have nothing to lose. But it's like, if you're in college, right, and you don't want to get expelled and your parents are paying money or you're paying money or you're in debt to go to school, everybody has the same field of practicality. It's like, man, we all have something to lose. We're all trying to be somebody. It's like you get to join a community of people that no matter what are wanting to better themselves. Whether they don't know what kind of degree they want, or they're settling for some sort of degree, or they're walking around going out Thursday through Sunday and they're like hungover Monday through Wednesday. You guys still all are achieving, aiming, going for something. It's very difficult at the age of 18 years old to go and find this community that I'm talking about. Buy yourself time to have a job that makes sense for you, that you can level up and build a business and become financially free, you know, have a career type job. It's a reason why a lot of these jobs, like for me, when I graduated, I was selling software for about a year in San Francisco. There was a prerequisite of having a degree for those things that I had aforementioned. The community that gets built, the discipline and the accountability that you have to complete all the classes and the units. Nobody's holding your hand in college. It's not like you have a teacher that says, hey man, you got to get these in. Like, if you don't, they kind of just fail you. And you either have to take the class again or you just flunk out of school. Like, There's a reason why a lot of these high-paying jobs need a degree as a prerequisite, because it can show you that you have structure and you committed to something for 4 years or 6 years or 8 years, right? And I think this comes into a bigger claim. You have to remember, and this talks about this in Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, the highest paid employees are also the ones that are the tax the highest. So I'm not saying to get a job to become, a high taxed individual. I think the American dream is to have something that you provide, a service that you provide to the community, where you get tax write-offs, and the way you pay taxes looks a lot different than somebody that has to pay a lot of taxes being an employee, right? So I like sit in this neutral space. It's like, I don't want you to think to get a degree to become a high paid employee and have to work under somebody and have a boss for the rest of your life. But I'm also not saying to not go to school so you can be this grandiose entrepreneur and become financially free. It's like, there's no journey that you need to take that's like a for surefire way to become who it is that you want to become. It's your own journey. I'm just speaking to my testament as to why I think that college is actually not a scam. Think about the individuals that don't even have the opportunity to go to college. Isn't there some testament to that? There's some people that don't finish school. They don't finish high school. So if you have the opportunity and you have good grades, I think it's worth taking a look at and seeing, man, is college the right move for me? And so you ask yourself, what is it that I want to do? Do I have people in my corner that can be my professor if I choose to not go to college? Or am I going to be stuck at 18 years old trying to just find some Trader Joe's? No knock to Trader Joe's, but I'm just saying, you want to build a career and be somebody who is somebody. Like getting a Trader Joe's job at 18, I think you'd rather buy your time and get your degree and figure out who it is that you want to be around communities, and then still get the Trader Joe's job. I think a good cheat code too is staying at home and getting the AA for free, having free housing, and then even having 2 years of experience going to the school of your choosing once you have your degree. I think even those 2 years living outside of your city and learning something new and meeting people. I'll give you a perfect example of what I mean by networking. When I graduated, I had worked tech sales. I got out wide-eyed. I was thinking about playing pro basketball. I had an agent and everything, and honestly, the money didn't really make sense for me. I didn't want to go play in a country for, a couple $1,000s a year. I wanted to make good money. So sure enough, I went on LinkedIn and I realized I needed to update my LinkedIn and be somebody that looks like I have experience to get a sales job. So I had a mentor through when I was playing pro-ams in Vegas and LA and all these places during the summer. One of the guys that I had known owned a business, so I had asked him if I could be an intern for his company. So boom, got that through networking through college. Somebody that I had met put me onto this program where I met this guy who was a CEO of a company that allowed me to have an internship. Okay, cool. So I get that. Then when it was time for me to graduate, I went all through my LinkedIn. I went through all my Instagram friends and people that I had met throughout school. There's this one guy who lives out here in San Francisco. Ended up connecting with him. He had some fraternity friends that I was mutually friends with, and I had asked him if his company is hiring, right? A lot of people send in 1,000 resumes and go on TikTok and they say, oh, I can't find a job. In my humble opinion, right? I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. Resumes are for dweebs. You need to go in and get connected with somebody. Figure out where the hiring manager goes for coffee, and you go shake his hand and you come up and say, hey, I want to be a sales development representative. I want to be XYZ. And I just wanted to shake your hand and let you know that if you were to choose me, I sent my resume and I have it right here for you. I'd love to sit down and talk to you about the future with your company. I think I can be a viable asset. Could you imagine how much you separate yourself from everybody else that sends in resumes? Resumes don't mean much, bro. Think about it. In this world, it's not what you know, it's who you know. It always seems like the person who knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody gets connected way before somebody that's actually qualified gets the job that they're looking for. That's just the way life is. So anyways, back to my example. The guy that I had known, I understood that I couldn't send in 1,000 resumes to 1,000 companies and pray and hope that this one company comes through. That's not how life works. You have to go get it. So I said, man, okay, I looked at all my friends. I looked at all my links, LinkedIn connections, right? And I found this one guy and I was like, hey man, is your company hiring? He was like, you know what? We actually are. Let me hit the hiring manager while I gets connected. I went through 6 interviews. And knowing what I know through life about banter with certain concepts that people like, or learning about different areas of life, and oh, this person's from Chicago. Oh, I actually know this person, or from Cleveland. My hiring manager was from Cleveland. Oh, one of my boys is from Cleveland. I understand that there's some connections that I can make there. Oh, hey, my best friend, my roommate is from blah, blah, blah. Oh my God, I love blah, blah, blah. That's so awesome. And now, look, the separation that I'm making from somebody else that comes in with a resume, hey, I want the job. And they talk to me, oh, what are you good at? Well, I'm good at this. It's more about the connections that you can make, who you know, not what you know. So that connection through the Cleveland, Ohio instance, that got me into the next step. Man, this guy seems really cool. He seems really connected, down to earth. Man, I really like this guy. I went through 5 interviews using the networking and social skills that I learned in college, dealing with different people from different walks of life, different ethnicities, there's an influx of who they could be. And I ended up getting the job. My first attempt at finding a job, I ended up landing a $100,000 job. First job out of college. First opportunity out of college. And a lot of you are thinking, well, that's luck. I can't believe that you landed that first job. Blah, blah, blah. Let the people that just believe in luck live over there. Because for some reason, luck will never find them. And if they do, it's so scaring. It's so scarce that they live in a scarcity mindset and they're in fear that another opportunity won't come. And so they'll treat this like the Super Bowl. So let the people that believe in luck, in my opinion, luck is where preparation meets opportunity. And in my opinion, the things that I had learned, the people that I had met, and the opportunity through networking from my college gave me the luck to get that first job, $100,000 out of college. So, mind you, I needed a prerequisite to have a degree. So, that's one example in my life where I feel like without college, without the people that I had met, without the community of the team and my roommates and everybody that I had ever met, I think college was totally worth it. And yeah, I have a skewed view of reality. I was on a full-ride scholarship. I was able to get 2 degrees for free and 3 minors. But it's like, I think if you have the opportunity to go to college, I think you definitely should. It's just more about figuring who you want to be, where it is that you want to go. Do you have a chief definite aim if you don't go to college? If you don't, then what are you doing? Go to school and get your AA then. And use those 2 years living at home, meeting people at the AA. You could still find people if you're at a JC in San Francisco, it's still the Bay Area. So I guess you get a slightly broader view of people that you can meet. Go get your AA. I think it buys you time. I think it buys you time to meet people, network, figure out what it is that you want to do. Experiment in life in general. I moved out of my house when I was 18 years old. I moved 3 hours north. I met so many new people, and I had to grow up quickly. Luckily, I had friends that taught me here and there, that were a couple years older than me. Hey, man, your room is really dirty or it's really unorganized. You need to figure this out. You said you want to talk to people like this, or you're refusing to network with somebody who you feel like it's an opportunity where you want to go to. You got to get rid of that shyness and go up to him and shake his hand and look him in the eyes and say, tell me more about what it is that you do. I'm very intrigued. The people that I met, it was so important. You go to college just for the degree and stay at home and don't meet anybody and do your work and go to school and then come back home and don't meet anybody. Like that's not the reason to go to college, in my opinion. So if you have thoughts about doing that and just going and writing down your notes and going home and being, a hermit crab and never stepping out and meeting people, yeah, college is probably not for you. You're better off just doing that and finding some regular job, because closed mouths don't get fed in general. I feel as though How to Sell Your Way Through Life by Napoleon Hill, phenomenal book. You are always selling yourself, whether that's a future employment to a hiring manager, whether that's friendship to a future friend, whether that's a relationship to a future partner. You are always selling yourself. And you know yourself more than anybody else, so why would you be shy or unconfident about who you are? Well, maybe because you have insecurities about things that you choose not to work on because of your lack of self-discipline, your lack of accountability. Or you don't practice the muscle of networking, meeting people, going out and building that confidence, telling people about who you are, what it is that you want. Confidence takes you so much farther than you could possibly realize. And like I said, college allows you to express yourself in that way. I don't think college is a scam. It's just what you choose to do with the time before you go to college and what you want to do while you're in college. I think that's more important than any other TikTok mogul business person telling you that college is a scam. Mind you, they are the people that have a platform that can tell you their experience. Some people who weren't as successful don't have the platform to reach out to let you know what happened in their life. So you're only seeing the good parts. It's like the gambling. It's like you go on TikTok and you see all these people gamble and they hit. Oh, I hit. And then you try to go play and you lose. You don't see the other people without the platform, the losers, and their experience, their anecdotal experience on what happened. And so you only see the winners. So it influences your mind to think that winners do this, so I must follow suit. Don't compare your journey to somebody else. Everybody's journey is different. Just figure out what it is that you want to do. And I'm telling you guys, I'm only getting a couple of views on these videos. My DMs are wide open. My email, I have an email that's at the description of every single video. It's wide open. If you guys have any advice, anything that you want to ask me about, anything you feel like I can add insight to that I have not talked about yet, or you want me to talk about on the show, wide open. If you know me and you don't want to say it's you, make some sort of, burner email and we can talk. Like, I swear to you, I want to create a community, a forum where people can get together and talk about thought-provoking concepts and things that they can resonate with. I will be on this show having a paper of people like in their excerpts about what they want to talk about, and then in the comments it'll be lined up with people feeling this way, and then I won't even need to do anything. Like, I'll probably comment, but there'll be people commenting under. It's like a little Reddit forum, and people will give love and light and positivity and their perspective on certain concepts. That's what I envision for this show. And so I'm 31 episodes in. It's a marathon, not a sprint. I could blow up on this one. I could blow up on the next one. I just enjoy what I'm doing. I have a chief definite aim, burning desire, unwavering faith to build a community, have a show like this, among other endeavors that I have. This isn't the only goal that I have. But I will say, to take it home, college definitely influenced me positively to figure out who it is that I want to be and where I want to go. And the people I've met, the networking skills, the feeling of being a part of a community, even if only the thing that we share is just that we go to the same school, Not to mention the alumni part. Anytime I meet an old person that went to Chico State, that's where I went to school, it is a conversation for the ages, It's awesome. Meeting alumni from your school, it's like you get an automatic in because they share the same. People just want to feel related to. People want to be heard. People want to find community. It's like the number one thing that we want to look at in psychosocial stages. Outside of our wants of food, or not need, it's actually needs, physical needs like, sleep, shelter, food, water. After that, people are looking for a sense of community, a sense of friendship, and being able to go be a part of a community for life is valuable. It's very valuable. Trust me when I tell you. So what I want to do now is a guided meditation. So if you could find somewhere on the ground, somewhere on your bed, sip crisscross applesauce, whatever feels comfortable for you. What I want you guys to do is close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths from me. So in and out. In and out. One more time. In and out. And what I want you to do is let your mind go blank. To help you, the mantra, I am here now, will help you more than anything else I could say. Take this time to just keep breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. You're going to start to feel your shoulders relax, your jaw unclench. Your body will feel so loose, feel so good. And you just keep breathing. You almost feel tingliness in your body because it's like, man, I needed this relax. I needed this level of intentional thought. Just keep breathing for me. You'll have other thoughts that will seep into your mind about your day or whatever. You can make a million things about that would creep in. But you allow those thoughts to pass like a red car on the highway. And you come back to the mantra, I am here now. Nowhere else to be. There's no other time to be in except right now. Take a couple more breaths here, in through your nose, out through your mouth. And all I want you to do is just have your mind go blank. Nothing else to think about. Just take this minute and a half of pure intentional thought about nothing, just existing in the present moment. That's all I ask. Now take one more deep breath in. And out. Now you can open your eyes. You know, I think meditating and having intentional thought is super important. If you're watching a YouTube video and it has ads and you're mad that there's ads, just be like, okay, fine. This is a great opportunity for me to take 3 to 5 deep breaths and think about how I'm here right now and there's nowhere else to be and how thankful I am and where it is that I want to go. Intentional thought is super powerful. You get a lot of things done when you choose to intentionally think, even if it's about nothing. Because when your mind goes blank, God is able to communicate with you through your thoughts about things that you need to get done. If you're worried about all these little things happening left and right of you, which is okay, if you're worrying about that all the time, 24/7, there's no chance for God, for you to be silent and God to talk to you and give you thought-provoking concepts that you need in your own life. I feel like God talks to us through our thoughts. And sometimes when he can't get to us, he talks to us through our dreams. But that's a story for another time. I appreciate you guys, man. Life is good. Life is truly, truly good. My DMs are always open for you guys. All right. See you guys next time.